Hi everyone. So I have some journal updates that I want to share with you today. First of all, check out my new bag. I'm so happy to have found this. I have been looking for a bag like this for years. It's just been one of those things that I wasn't willing to buy brand new because they tend to be rather expensive. $30 is like the least expensive I've seen them. 40, 50, 60, 70 for sure. It's just too much. So last weekend I was thrifting and I found this one. It's nicely broken in. It's beautiful. It's a wonderful size, and it was $10. And I was like, sold. In fact, when I saw it at the store, I put it around on my shoulder and this gentleman walked past. He's like, oh, that was made for you. And I was like, thanks, I'm buying it. So anyways, inside I can carry so many things, which is just a joy. I could put my lunch tin and a water bottle. I have tons of journals in here at the moment. So I wanted to give you guys an update on my journaling career. I don't know why I called it that. First of all, this is my Mr. Darcy Buttered Rum Pocket Size Deluxe by Chic Sparrow, and it is absolutely wonderful. This is one of my favorite notebooks, and after having moved out of the pocket size and deciding I wanted more space to expand, where I didn't feel so constrained and claustrophobic in my writing, I was really sad to not be using this one anymore because I love it so much. And it's kind of been one of those things where I pull it out all the time, and it's like, well, okay, what can I do with you? Because I don't want to use you as a daily journal anymore, but I really love you. You're beautiful. And I finally found out what I can do and how I can use this journal so that it's being used in some way. So it has become my ink space, my fountain pen space. So in my wool folder, I have my Tomoe River Paper Goulet pens, pocket size notebook with my ink archives. So these are all the inks that I have in my collection that I have swabbed out. Every time I get a new ink, I put a swab down and I write the name of the ink. And it's just a really nice little notebook to have. I've actually carried it around with me for a very long time. I find it enjoyable to be able to reference the inks and to share them with people. Anyways, so that now has a place in here. And then in a tiny pocket-sized Leuchtturm, I have my fountain pen, my currently inked log. And look at this little sticker. Isn't that perfect? It's a little rat with a dip pen and a bottle of ink, and that's just wonderful. And then this is a Goulet Pens sticker, and then there's another Goulet Pen sticker on the back, as a matter of fact. So the ink archives, or excuse me, the pen logs are really simple, and they don't have to look nice in any sort of way. I'm not I don't want this to be something that I feel intimidated to do, but I really like when I ink up a new batch of pens, I love logging them and writing out what pens that I have inked up and the ink that I'm using, and it's just really satisfying. So that's what this has become. So every page is a different day, and in that day are the pens that I have inked up, and it's just, yeah, it's nice to have a little book like that. So that's what that's going to be for. I'm really happy to have a use for this baby because it's just beautiful. Now, I have 2 new journals to share with you today, and also just want to give you an update on my beautiful pen roll because I love this thing so much and it goes everywhere with me. It's so lovely. It's starting to age really nicely, and it's constantly being moved around and reconfigured according to my needs of the week or in that month. So right now, gasp, I have 2 ballpoint pens in there. Those are just for work related things. I let the students borrow those. And then I have a mechanical pencil. I really like this mechanical pencil. It's pretty. And then I have my 3 fountain pens. I have my precious wall signature fountain pen that I almost always have inked up. And then I have 2 Schaefer Tuckaways that I am just madly in love with. I love these pens so much. Not only are they just absolutely gorgeous to look at, they are wonderful to write with, and they are wonderful to hold. I love the shape of them, the size of them, the weight of them. They're just, they are becoming one of my absolute favorites of all time. And the hooded nibs, or not the hooded nibs, the Triumph nibs, excuse me, are glorious. So this nib actually like encompasses the entire feed. It's just this, it's like a tulip. It's so beautiful. And it's your traditional like lifetime Schaefer nib with kind of an upturned point, and it's two-toned, which is also just really, really good looking. So enjoying these pens quite a lot. I also like, they have the little dots, the Schaefer dot, that is iconic. And then I have some random tools like a utility knife, X-Acto knife and scissors, and a traveling inkwell, and just odds and ends, but I love this little pen roll so much. Okay, so moving on to the journals. These are pretty cool. So I have 2 new journals. One is an A6 and one is a B6 Slim. The A6 is what I am currently using. This is a Chic Sparrow E-Class in the Evanwood leather, I believe, and it's a gorgeous golden color. I just absolutely love this leather. I'll show you more in this, and I'll talk to you more about this in just a moment. This is my Sojourner Folio. So this is my first time with a folio and my first time with a Sojourner cover. And it is the seed leather. And then on the inside, I have put a sticker in there. It is a Nanami Cafe Notes with the Tomoe River paper. This is the thinner paper. And I have been, because I'm excited and I love writing out the pens that I have inked up at any given time, I have been using the back for just more ink logs. I do this everywhere. It's kind of ridiculous. I just really love seeing all the different pens and the colors. And so anyways, when I first got this, first of all, I like the size a lot. Here's a comparison to my E-Class B6, the normal B6 size. And as you can see, there's quite a bit of additional space, but the height is the same. So this is the B6 Slim. When I first got this seed leather, I didn't like it at all. It was lighter, and it feels, the texture felt like craft foam to me, and that really bothered me. But I didn't want to give up on it, so I took some shoe leather polish and I rubbed it all over, and I've been carrying it with me for maybe 2 weeks, even though I haven't been using this journal yet. Not really, except for the very back. So that it starts to get some wear and tear and break it in, so it doesn't feel like craft foam anymore to me. And I'm definitely liking it a lot more. It's a beautiful color, or beautiful cover. I'm actually growing quite fond of it. Like I said, though, I haven't really spent any time in it yet, and I'm looking forward to doing that. But I am enjoying this baby so much that it will be either, I can't decide. Do I want to try the B6 Slim right after I finish this, or do I want to do another A6 Taroko Shop Enigma Notebook, which is the heavier weight Tomoe River paper, and this is a great, great book. I love the size as well. So this is the first time that I've added anything to the front elastic. This is a belt buckle that was sent to my mom when she was a teenager. My mom's family is all from New York, and when she was 16, she moved away to Maine, and then the rest of her family moved to Tucson, Arizona. And in fact, it was such a big move for this very New York family that my grandmother almost divorced my grandfather over it, because she grew up in Manhattan her whole life and did not want to move out west at all. Now she loves it, of course, but long story short, my grandpa would send my mom care packages with things of the Southwest, and this was one of them. And I've used it in different ways throughout my life since I inherited it. It used to be a part of a belt. There was a bunch of them. I don't know what happened to the rest of them, but now it's being like used on my journal cover, which I really like. So anyways, this leather is beautiful. Here it is in comparison to the Mr. Darcy Buttered Rum. It reminds me a lot of the Mr. Darcy leather. The weight of it feels like a lighter leather, but it's stiffer. And it also is really susceptible to scratches. And so they kind of remind me of each other in that regard. I also am excited because I'm getting to use a wool folder again, which makes me really happy because it's been a while since I've been able to do that. I don't know why, but for some reason this E-Class B6, I wasn't happy to have a wool folder in it. So it's been a long time. And it feels nice to be able to customize my journal space again in that regard. I am using it as a wallet. I have my cards in the bottom pocket and my money or cash in the top pocket. And that is because I just didn't like how close the cards were to the top when they were tucked in up here. So I decided just to keep the cards down below. I have various postcards that I plan on sending out to different people when inspired. I have in this front pocket here is another of the Tomoe River paper pocket-sized notebooks from Goulet Pens. This one is just like random scribbles, jotting down notes. Actually, sometimes there really is just scribbles. This is also something that I use, like if I need to do some math with the kids, I'll like pull it out and we'll do it together. I'll have my own notebook and they have their own notebook. So that's been nice to have. This is actually something that I used to travel with in my pocket-sized notebook. And then in the back here, we have stamps and receipts. And then on the inside is my Enigma notebook from the Taroko Designs shop on Etsy. It says premium fountain pen paper. This is the heavier weight Tomoe River paper. It is a dot grid paper. I have written quite a lot in it so far and loving every moment of it. Let's see, I am over halfway through this little notebook at this point. In the front there is an index, and I will show you something that is happening. I'm not bothered by it, I don't mind, but it is starting to kind of like come undone a little bit right there. But anyways, in the front there's an index. I don't use indexes, so I decided once again to archive the pens that I have currently inked up. It's just, like I said, I told you, this is something I really enjoy doing, and I will do it 100 times over in various notebooks on different papers and whatnot. It's just, I just like doing that. In the back, this is really cool. This is probably my favorite feature, and it just like freaked me out I was so excited to see this, but there's actually a section for archiving inks. So when I ink up a new pen and I'm using an ink that I haven't archived in this section yet, I put it in here, and there's like a spot for your swab. There are lines for like the pen you're using, the ink you're using, the nib size, and the date, and it's just so, excuse me, incredible. I forgot that I was waiting for the swab to dry, and I closed my book. And I haven't swabbed this one yet, and I need to swab this one. Just a little bit of bleed through right there, but for the most part, this paper is just incredible, and there's never any feathering. That's just, I don't know if it's possible to feather on this paper. This paper is just wonderful. When you get to experience a fountain pen ink to its fullest capacity, it is the most amazing experience, and it's really hard to go back to anything else. I don't know how well you can see the shading on this Autumn Oak by Diamine. It's just glorious. That does not really get expressed very well on other papers, but this paper, oh man, such a dream to write on. So it's been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed this little journal. I've enjoyed the size quite a bit. I don't feel stifled at all. I don't feel constrained in it. I don't feel limited. I feel like I have just enough space. That little extra bit of space made all the difference in the world. In fact, I will show you, just to give you a sense of the pocket size versus the A6 size. And you can see for yourself, they're not that far apart in size, but that little extra bit of space on the sides there makes all the difference in the world to me. So I've been really enjoying it. So that is where we are in the journaling world. If you have any questions, or if there's anything you would like to see, let me know, and I will try to respond and maybe make a video if needed. But that is my lovely babies. I do love my B6 very much, and we'll probably do another B6 Stylogy notebook in the future. But like I said, once you experience paper where your inks are expressed in their fullest capacity, it just, I can't express how wonderful that is. So anyways, look at that beautiful lineup. Oh my God, that's good looking. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.